Hey everyone, I'm back with another quick look at a piece of gear that's been on my desk for the past few weeks. The MSI GeForce RTX 5080 16G Gaming Trio OC. If you've been shopping around for a high-end GPU lately, you've probably noticed that most of the budget options cut corners on cooling, noise, and build quality. Well, this card doesn't do any of that. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So, what makes this RTX 5080 stand out? First off, it's got 16 gigs of GDDR7 running at 30 gigabits per second on a 256-bit bus. That's not just a spec sheet number, it translates to real-world performance when you're pushing 4K or running multiple high refresh rate monitors. I've been running it with Cyberpunk 2077 at max settings with RT overdrive, and I'm still seeing over 100 frames per second at 4K. That's the kind of headroom you want if you're serious about gaming or content creation without dropping frames. Another thing that impressed me is the cooling setup. MSI's TI FROZR 4 design uses three 110mm STORMFORCE fans, and they're surprisingly quiet even under load. I've had cards that sound like jet engines when they are stressed, but this one stays under control thanks to the vapor chamber and the way the fans ramp up smoothly. There's also a gaming mode and a silent mode toggle, so you can choose between absolute performance and a quieter desktop experience. I usually leave it in gaming mode because the noise difference isn't huge, but it's nice to have the option. The build quality is solid too. The backplate is metal, the PCIe 5.0 slot is reinforced, and all the power connectors are neatly tucked away. I've seen cheaper cards where the PCB flexes or the fans wobble, but this one feels like it's built to last. Plus, the RGB lighting is tasteful, it's not blindingly bright or overly flashy, just a subtle glow that matches most setups without looking tacky. Connectivity is another area where this card shines. It's got HDMI 2.1b and DisplayPort 2.1b, which means you can run a single 8K display or multiple 4K monitors at high refresh rates without any bandwidth issues. I've been using it with a 4K 144Hz monitor and a 1440p ultra-wide side-by-side, and there's zero lag or tearing. If you're into competitive gaming or just want a smooth, stutter-free experience, that kind of stability matters. One thing I really appreciate is how MSI handled the power delivery. This card can pull up to 450 watts under full load, but it doesn't feel like it's going to melt your motherboard. The 16-pin 12V HPWR connector is secure, and the power draw is managed well by the card's own firmware. I've had no issues with stability, even when running benchmarks for hours on end. Now, let's talk about the downsides. First, it's big. Like, really big. If you've got a mid-tower case, you might need to double-check your clearance. I had to remove a few drive cages in my setup to make room, and even then, it's a tight squeeze. Second, the price tag is steep. This isn't a budget card by any stretch, so if you're not planning to push 4K or high-refresh gaming, you might be better off with something less powerful. It's a great card, but it's not for everyone. Overall, though, this MSI RTX 5080 16G Gaming Trio OC is a fantastic choice if you want top-tier performance without the hassle of loud fans or sketchy build quality. It's quiet, cool, and packed with features that actually make a difference in real-world use. If you're in the market for a high-end GPU and you've got the case space to handle it, this one's worth a serious look. You can find all the details and current pricing down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. For most buyers, the real question is not whether MSI GeForce RTX 5080 16G Gaming Trio OC graphics card RTX 5080 GPU, 16GB GDDR7, 30Gbps, a 256-bit, PCIe 5.0 Ti FROZR 4, a 3x STORMFORCE fan, gaming and silent mode, RGB HDMI 2.1b. DisplayPort 2.1b sounds impressive on paper, But whether strengths like GeForce RTX 5080 16G Gaming Trio OC and practical day-to-day use actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off.